Sorry if you had to wait a little bit. I am in back-to-back appearances every day now, but it's great to be here. Thank you so much to the Vault for accommodating us in this beautiful location, to Mayor Larry for letting us use this space, and of course to my cat family. It's so good to be with them again, to see them again, and thank you for making it here so we can talk more about the book. And yeah, I'm just really happy. Thanks for taking the time.
Grabe!
Thank you.
Grabe, Sir
You know,
Mark.
when we were talking about launching the book, I was told that to be in the bestsellers list of National Bookstore is a really big deal because inaabangan talaga yung list na yun every month. And when we launched the book last month, August, September, I was number 4, and I looked at the other writers. Bigatin sila. They're international. I was like, there's no way I'll beat Lanliv. Like this is. I met her. Like she's amazing. But this is such a pleasant surprise. I found out 2 days ago during the book signing in Cebu. Sinurprise nila ako, and I was like, wow, totoo ba? Talaga, like, really, like, I'm so proud, and this gives me more motivation and energy to keep promoting it and talking about it and doing what we love to do. Thank you.
You deserve it, Pia. You deserve it. Could we have also?
I'm gonna display this.
Yes, for sure. Could we have the rest of our team from ABS to join us? Sir Ernie Lopez, Ma'am Cristina Hernandez, Noella, and of course Dr. Nelda Eufemio already right here to join us.
Una ka ng tulog, so hanggang po ang tulog kaya.
Inalaban dahil buong tulog. But probably they're asking, actually there are some of our friends from the media, parang, uy, parang, ay, hindi pala siya, I thought it's an autobiography or something. Is this book your story?
It's not my life story. It's fiction, but it's loosely based on my life. Like when you read the first few chapters, it sounds like Pia because Cleo, like Pia, lives with her mom and her sister, and she has a dad who is a famous director, and she's navigating her way in the industry. She's trying modeling, she's trying acting, it's not working, and then she gets into pageants, so it sounds very familiar. But then as you read through the chapters, you realize that, okay, so this is Cleo, it's not really Pia. And what I love about that is that it gives me room to play around with the storyline and to make it as dramatic as I want it to be, and I can, give her a love interest. Maybe wala, maybe mag-aaway sila, maybe hindi, baka magkatuluyan sila, baka hindi. Maybe she wins the crown, maybe she doesn't win the crown. So I can play around with how the story will go. One day, maybe I'll write about myself, but I feel like I don't feel like I don't know how will I end that book, right? I feel like I'm still working on so many things that paano ko ba siya i-end? So maybe, in a few years later down the line, that's something I would consider. But for now, let's play around with novels first. So this was, that's why it's a novel and not an autobiography.
Interesting. Actually, it's nice because at least, you're a public figure already. We know about you a lot. So it's nice to somehow have that kind of intriguing feeling na sino ba si Pia, diba? Paano ba siya kakaiba kay Pia? But you've mentioned about some of the similarities already of you and of course Cleo. But could you tell us more about the similarities and differences of Cleo and Pia?
So Cleo is very stubborn and she doesn't give up. She knows that she wants to make it, to prove herself in the industry, to her dad, that she has what it takes. And she really has a goal. So I think that's where we're aligned. I think differences namin is she makes a few mistakes along the way, and she, in her path to her pursuit to success, she will have to make some decisions of in her love life. Yeah. Hindi ako relate doon kasi masaya naman ang love life.
Oh yeah, we can see that. How about a big hand for Mrs. John C? Kita-kita namin ang saya eh.
But, you know, jokes aside, that's what I love about this fiction novel because then I don't have to peg it to my life. Pwedeng yun yung pattern, pero pwede ko siyang paglaruan pa sa storyline. So, I mentioned this in previous interviews, but I'll say it again for those who don't know. This was ready in 2019, but then we decided to put it on hold because we wanted to be able to do a proper book tour and promotion for it, and to be able to do things like this where we're face to face and I'm able to talk to you about it. And that turned out to be a blessing in disguise because while we were waiting, we were able to really fine-tune everything, make sure that everything is how we want it to be, and also Total Publishing came into the picture at the time we were waiting and for the pandemic to be over, and then it also gave us you know, few pairs of eyes na hindi na foreign to give us a different perspective and to give us some good advice on how to really make this more international and parang for it to become attractive also to
the international market.
International market and an audience that's not particularly Filipino. Kasi gusto namin, syempre, the world, di ba?
The universe,
The
right?
universe,
yeah. Kaya lumabas talaga yung personality, even the thought process, di ba? In creating this book, and even for launching it, the timeline and everything, di ba? Lumabas talaga yung how hands-on you are, and just making sure that you really put things together and you really get to that goal and make it happen. But let's talk about the writing process. As a writer tayo ngayon. As a novelist. Yeah, so you mentioned that it was supposed to be out in 2019. So ano nag-inspire sa'yo to write this novel?
So, I had a few, Miss Universe pa lang ako, alam ko na that I wanted to do something like this. I actually have a list of things that I want to do after the crown. And this was one of this. And under book, may tatlo pang idea. So, under one idea, there's a few ideas. And then I had a meeting with ABS-CBN Books and I was like, these are the things that I want to do. I'll still do the others, so I'm claiming it na. Mauna ako dyan. Yung fire. I wanted to do a lookbook. I wanted to do a self-help book on how to build confidence, and then I wanted to do a novel. And then I presented the idea, and I wanted to follow their guide. Kasi, syempre, mas alam nila kung ano yung gusto ng mga tao, kung ano yung kakagat. And they're like, this is what will work. And of course, I trust them, so I was like, sure, let's do that first. And mabilis naman, parang in the same year, we were able to complete the manuscript. But okay na rin na naghintay because if I compare the first draft to now, it's the same storyline, but this is definitely much better. Yes, it has evolved. It has gone through different evolutions, and when you read through a few chapters, you'll really imagine yourself in the setting of Metro Manila and ano yung pakiramdam in a Filipino family setting and ano yung kultura natin, ano yung mga kinakain Philippines. So, it all worked out in the end. So, this was, it's crazy how you write an idea down on a piece of paper and then when you work on it and don't give up on the idea, years later, naging totoo na siya. So, yeah, that's, I still catch myself being awed by that idea na sinasabi, iniisip ko lang to dun habang nagsha-shower ako tapos ngayon nag-book event na tayo. So, and number one pa. So, aside from National Bookstore, it's also number one on Lazada at the moment. So, yeah. And also, it is out of stock. It's not fully booked. Yeah.
Fully booked na talaga siya. Fully booked na.
Yeah, it's fully booked na. So, we're in the process of reprinting a few more copies now.
Wow, not a problem at all.
Not a problem.